Hello to all Ducks fans out there in Orange County, California, United States, Anaheim, California, Canada, Finland, and all over the world. How are all of you today? Hope you guys are having a great day and an awesome day too. So, this is episode 2 of the MooseDUCK podcast. Welcome to the podcast. I am MooseDUCK, your host, and I'm going to get to the topic that we all want to talk about now. A day after the NHL draft lottery. So, it's one and done. The NHL draft lottery is in the books, etched in stone. And like most of you, we accept the fate that awaits our team within a few weeks. Our Anaheim Ducks will be choosing the second overall for the third time in franchise team history. Third time in the 30-year history of our Anaheim Ducks. The last 2 times our Anaheim Ducks chose second overall was in 1994 with Oleg Tverdovsky and 2005 with Bobby Ryan. I know most of you are happy with where our Anaheim Ducks are at right now in the NHL draft with the lottery over and done with. With the second overall pick, our team, our Anaheim Ducks, will pick the best player available. And even though we did not get Connor Bedard and the elusive number 1 pick in the NHL draft for the second time in recent history, as we all know. The last time we missed out on generation player was Sidney Crosby. This time, the Ducks, with their second overall pick, will pick a player, I believe, that can fit into the Anaheim Ducks system of hockey and perhaps be a key part in the revival, which is very needed with the Anaheim Ducks and the Ducks fan base. Picking second overall is, I wouldn't say a consolation prize. I wouldn't call picking Adam Fantilli a consolation prize. This year's draft, if you look at the prospects within the NHL draft ranking, it's very deep with players in North America and Europe and in countries like Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, Canada, United States, you name it. There's a lot of talent, a lot of interesting players that can fit well into the system of hockey for our Anaheim Ducks. Speaking of Adam Fantilli, I know most of you see him as a consolation prize. But to me personally, I see him more than just that. I see him as, you can say, a vital point, a asset, a key to ensuring the Ducks' revival for their 30th anniversary. I'm not going to lie to most of you, and I'll be very honest. Having the number 1 pick would be not just icing on top, or you can call it the cherry on top. It would be a huge move, a big boost for the Anaheim Ducks and for the Ducks fan base. And I know most of you were at JT Schmid's watching the NHL draft lottery. Speaking of Adam Fantilli, he's a center, a left-hand shooter. He is 6'2", weight 195 pounds. He's a left-hand shooter. These are good qualities. But his stats for this season, he has played 36 games, scored 30 goals, 35 assists, 65 points. Good stats for a center. It's easy to see that the Ducks will pick Fantilli. I see it personally. He fits right in, along with Z-Man, Trevor Zegras, Mason McTavish, and a few others. Selecting him would be another key ingredient to the Ducks' resurgence and the revival. I've watched him play at the World Junior Hockey Championships in the city of Halifax, where I'm from. It's pretty impressive to see the swagger, the vibe, his skills, his talent on the ice. He stood out along with Connor Bedard. His accolades and accomplishments. He won the 2023 World Junior Hockey Championships with Team Canada this year. And also won the Hobey Baker Award for the most outstanding NCAA hockey player. Those two accolades are enough to say to me that, is he NHL ready? Who knows? I am not the one to see that. But as far as I can tell, reading into his style of play, watching highlight videos on this young man tells me a lot that this is a very special player. I'm not knocking on disrespecting Connor Bedard. I know that Bedard is ranked consensus number 1 pick. Vintelli is number 2, behind Bedard. But the Ducks picking him would be a perfect fit and a suitable lineup in part of the Ducks' rebuilding, rejuvenation, and, as I say again, a revival for our team to move forward in embracing the future, ensuring that the Ducks will be revived come 23-24, 30th NHL season. Vintelli, if you look at the videos, he is almost like an offensive machine. Craig Button from TSN has compared him to Nathan McKinnon, which is pretty good. Pretty good comparison to someone who grew up in my hometown, not too far from here. As much as we await for it all to be official, I'm just counting down the days, like most of you, that within a few weeks, the Anaheim Ducks will make their second overall selection, no matter what. And I'll be one with a smile, and I know all Ducks fans would appreciate and can't wait to see him become an Anaheim Duck. Now, let's talk about the NHL draft lottery as a whole. Okay. What happened yesterday, and I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories and all this rigged stuff. You are entitled to your opinion and to your thoughts. It's frustrating and disappointing. And yet, to be honest with all of you, I am not surprised that a big city team like Chicago has got the number 1 pick over the Anaheim Ducks. It's, you can say, a mixed bag. You can say disappointing, upsetting. No words can describe how all of us feel. Seeing the number 1 pick go to Chicago was truly something that I never thought would happen. I was hoping, and I'm not going to lie again, the Anaheim Ducks would get the first overall pick. It would be, as I say again, a big morale boost to the team and to also to all Ducks fans, especially in the city of Anaheim in Orange County, California. The Ducks being at 25.5% chance and lottery odds to earn that pick, I thought would be an edge. It would give our team an edge. But I guess fate said otherwise. And I know it boggles everyone's mind, with Chicago coming in at 11.5% for the NHL draft lottery odds. Like most of you, I was disappointed. I was annoyed to see that. And again, I'm not surprised, but I was pleased the Ducks got a top 3 pick because of the draft being so deep. The Ducks are guaranteed to pick no later than number 3 overall. It comes down to fate, but also I cannot blame some Ducks fans on Twitter, on Facebook, and on social media to express their anger and their frustration. It is what it is, but we cannot lament on this far too long. You look at the Ducks Foundation, you look at the players from Zigguris and Tavish and Terry and Comtois, Lundstrom, Drysdale, Benoit, Max Jones, Lucas Dolstor. This is the next generation of our Anaheim Ducks. This is the players that will guide us back to the Stanley Cup, reclaim what is rightfully ours. It is important that we support them and not let this cloud our judgment. Do you all have a right to express your frustration? Yes, you do. You do. All Ducks fans do. I express my frustration mostly on the Anaheim Ducks message board and at times on Facebook, but I don't do that much. What I believe going forward is that if all that is said and done, the main priority for the Ducks is to rebuild, focus on some trades, sign some important free agents, re-sign some important restricted free agents to ensure that the mistakes from the previous season does not repeat. Whether or not we're going to get at the 11th Ducks head coach, who knows? Hopefully it won't be that long for many of us to wait. I cannot blame you for being frustrated from what happened in the NHL draft lottery. It's understandable, and I can understand it too. But we have to move on and look past that. Focus on the players the Ducks have right now. I know that we all want Bedard, but then again, what our main priority is to support our team, back our players, and cheer and support and root for them no matter what once the puck drops for the 23-24 season. Now, I'm not going to say that there are other options for the Ducks to pick in second overall. Honestly, there is. Leo Carlson is one. Mitya Michkov, I apologize if I butcher his name, is another one. But the main focus is Adam Fantilli for now. But Ducks general manager Pat Verbeek tells it in a very interesting way. His response to the Ducks picking second overall and not picking first was, as he says, disappointing, but understandable. He expressed in this quote, "We have a chance to draft an outstanding player." He didn't mention any names, but he did it in a way that it felt like a poker face answer. Yeah, I know what you think. You think that he's not showing any emotions, but he's showing, he is responding to the fact that they're in a good position, a great position to draft a player that would help in the Ducks revival. And Adam Fantilli is, you can say, an outstanding player. He is projected to be the number 2. And as we look into it, as the Ducks count down the days, as we count down the days and weeks, we know that focusing on the NHL draft is one part in the rebuilding and the restructuring and the changes the Ducks will make into ensuring the Ducks will be a better team going forward. It's that simple, but it cannot be. The key is to get this team hit the ground running. There are rumors about John Gibson getting traded. I know it's getting tiresome, but then again, with all that's been going on, we can't let rumors and gossip and anything get the best of us. The team has a great talent. The team has a great prospect pool full of potential, mostly on the Ducks defense core, on the blue line. Speaking of the blue line, 3 of the Ducks prospects, all defensemen, have won Defenseman of the Year awards. In the QMJHL, Tristan Lanoux from the Gatineau Olympic won the QMJHL Defenseman of the Year for 2023. In the OHL, Ontario Hockey League, Pavel Mityukov from the Ottawa 67s won the OHL Defenseman of the Year. And finally, Olin Zellweger from the WHL has won the Western Hockey League Defenseman of the Year award. For the first time, 3 of the Ducks prospects on the defensive blue line has won the Defenseman of the Year in the Canadian Hockey League, in the respective junior leagues. It tells a lot. It's a big testament to the 30 years of our mighty Ducks, Anaheim Ducks, basically doing their homework, developing within, which is a coin I term to speak on ensuring and developing our prospects to be full-time mighty Ducks, Anaheim Ducks, NHL regulars, and to basically give you a glimpse of the future. The future is bright, and it's brighter than the sun. It is glorious bright, not the blinding bright, but it gives you a sense that the future within a few years will be bright when these 3 players, Lanoux, Mityukov, Zellweger, along with Warren, Simon Benoit, Jamie Drysdale, and several others, will be a dominant force for the Anaheim Ducks for years to come. And the Ducks defense corps will be one of the best. No, one of the greatest, one of the magnificents in the National Hockey League. It can happen. It will happen. You just look at the talent. Regardless of whether or not the Ducks missed out on generational players or not, our Anaheim Ducks have, for the past 30 years, drafted great quality players who have contributed so much to the Ducks' cause. From the Ducks' first Stanley Cup playoff series win to the first Stanley Cup playoff conference championship title to basically the first Stanley Cup in 2007. It goes without showing that we cannot forget that even though the Ducks may have come second. It comes down to the players they develop who will contribute in the long term. And with these three players that I mentioned, along with Nathan Gauthier, Tyson Hines, Sasha Pastajev, and players like Bo Grew and others, developing and honing their skills well, it comes down to how this team will be shaped, molded, reborn, and be rejuvenated through series of rebuilding and series of re-energize and reinvigoration going forward. What we have right now is the potential for our Ducks to be great. Something that would arise from the chaotic, turbulent mess that we experienced. I know that all of you have a lot of optimism. I know this. I've been to see the Ducks live. I know, and I've seen local Ducks fans express optimism and eagerness to see our Anaheim Ducks regain the Stanley Cup. And they can do it. Finding the right head coach, allowing the players to be themselves, utilizing their full potential and their strengths in whether it be offense, whether it be in defense, whether it be in the areas of strength, working together, they can do this. They can be a dominant force. They can reclaim the Stanley Cup and be on top of the Pacific Division, the Western Conference, and the NHL once again. Some of you, I know, still lament on the NHL draft lottery. But we cannot lament it so much. There is an NHL draft we are looking forward to. There is an event we hope to see. Many of you, including myself, can't wait. I'll be first to say that I was anxious. I was nervous when the NHL draft lottery began. And once it was over, I had a bit of a mixed feeling about it. It's hard to be optimistic when a system such as the NHL draft lottery is flawed in various ways. It's flawed over the years, and accusations of big city bias and other issues were talked about and never addressed. It would mean a whole lot if the Ducks get the number one pick. For me personally. But it is what it is. And I would let me just say this personally. I would want and love our Anaheim Ducks and Ducks fans to make this personal. Make this the motivation, not getting the number one pick. I would love our Anaheim Ducks to be motivated and have a chip on their shoulder to go out there and crush all 31 NHL teams. Smite them. Make this motivation. Make this the drive to prove others wrong. That you deserve to be the best. No, the Anaheim Ducks are the best. It's making them fully realize and be utilized to be the greatest is what make the Anaheim Ducks special. And will make Ducks fans be motivated and inspired to see on the ice. The Ducks need to be more than just fun to watch. And drafting Fantelli is more than just the consolation prize, as I said again, and I said before. It is an important piece, a key to our Anaheim Ducks being revived, being reinvigorated going forward. That is all I have to say for now. I'd like to thank all of you for watching this live stream. I appreciate you listening or watching, and I look forward to talking to you again. So, for much as I can say, let us count down to the NHL draft and see who our Anaheim Ducks will pick in the second overall. Rest assured, it will be Adam Fantelli, a center. Nothing wrong with our Anaheim Ducks getting another center. To build through the NHL draft is of vital importance for our Anaheim Ducks to be revived. That is all I have to say for now. Well, then, I'll see you guys soon next month with another podcast. Thank you again for watching.